Hey boys and girls, it's Miss Lisa. Welcome back to my table of art. Wow, it's been such a long time since I've seen you guys. I miss you all so much, and I really just can't wait till we're together again. It's looking better and better every day, so hang in there. I'm scheduled for my vaccination, so as soon as I get that, I'm good to go. So, today what I'd like to do with you is I would like to teach you how to draw an elephant. You know, those big animals with those big trunks that go, yeah, that's the elephant. Well, we're going to make an elephant, and we're going to fill the inside of our elephant with all kinds of lines, creating patterns. What is a pattern? Well, a pattern is something that repeats. So if I made a straight line, I'll show you. If I was going to use straight lines for my pattern, I would go line, 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 line. It's repeating. Well, that's a pattern. We're going to create all kinds of beautiful patterns with our lines. Gotta get my eraser. We can use all kinds of lines. We've got zigzag lines we can use. We've got curvy lines we can use. We've got loop-de-loop-de-loop-de-loop-de lines we can use. We've got dashed lines. We've got thin lines. We can make thicker lines. All kinds of lines. So we're going to use our lines to create our patterns inside our elephant. What are we going to need today? Well, to draw our elephant, we're going to need white paper. But to color him in, we're going to need watercolor because we're going to do a crayon resist with our elephant. We're going to use crayons to create our patterns and outline our elephant, and then we're going to use watercolor to color it in. Okay? So I just want to make sure I have my paper ready. I'm using this paper. Oops, this paper's already used. What did I do with my paper? Hang on, I'll be right back. Wasn't that fast? Okay, so I'm using this white paper. This is plain old copy paper. If you're at home and you don't have copy paper, or if you don't have construction paper, if you don't have anything but notebook paper, that's fine with me. Use your notebook paper. But otherwise, a piece of white paper. So, we are going to use the white paper to draw the elephant. When we're done drawing our elephant, we're going to trace over it with a crayon. Then we're going to fill inside the body of the elephant with lines using our crayons to create patterns. And then we're going to paint over it using our watercolor for a crayon resist technique. First thing I want to do is teach you how to draw an elephant. So I'm going to bring you down to my table. I'm going to grab my whiteboard marker so I can erase and show you how to do it. Ready? Come on down. Okay guys, first thing I want you to do is, in the top left corner, you want to start by making a little dot. This dot is going to be the eye of your elephant, okay? Now I'm drawing this upside down so that you can see it right side up. So it's going to be a little difficult for me. Now, does everybody know how to make the letter C? Well, if you know how to make the letter C, then I'd like you to start above this eyeball, maybe about 2 fingers deep. 1, 2, and we're going to start right here. And we're going to make a long, skinny letter C. You see how I did that? That's the letter C. I'm going to draw another letter C below that I, inside the big C. You see how I did that? Starting to look like something familiar? Well, if you said the elephant's trunk, you're 100% right. I'm going to go down to the 2 bottoms of my C's, and I'm going to start with the one that's furthest. I'm going to bring it up so it comes right next to this other C. And I'm going to make the number 3 to connect them. You see the number 3? That creates the bottom of his trunk. So we've got 2 letter C's, 1 dot, and the number 3. Pretty good, right? Okay, so now we're going to make a little bit of a C for his head. Not a nice big C, kind of just like a little curved, an upside down smiley face. Is it upside down for you? Yeah, because it's right side up for me. Little smiley face connecting his trunk to the top of his head. From the end of this line, I'm going to bring a straight line towards the edge of the paper, and before I hit the edge, I'm going to curve it down and stop before I hit the bottom. We just drew the elephant's back and his behind. Look good? You guys are doing great. Okay, let's go back to where the trunk is, and we're going to bring this line, curve it, and go down to the front bottom of the paper, but not all the way to the paper. We're going to stop. We're going to continue this letter C with a curvy line going down. So now we kind of got the whole body of the elephant. We know how wide he's going to be. And he's got 4 legs. So if you know how to make rectangles, let's make our first rectangle. There's 1 leg. There's 2 legs. There's 3 legs. And there's 4 legs. But uh-oh, it's not connected to that line. So what should we do? You know what we're going to do? We're going to make that line become the end of his tail and just connect it to his back leg. Pretty good. There you go. Now I'm going to erase these lines because his legs are connected to his body. They're not separate. So it looks more like it's part of his body. And we're going to draw his little toes by making curvy lines up, up, up. There you go, boys and girls. We've got our elephant. Now I'm going to go and get my elephant on the paper, because this is just so you can see how to do it and I can work with you. And now I'm going to redraw it on here using my crayon, because remember, we're going to do the crayon resist. And I'm going to do my other C coming in. Bring my 2 to meet. Bring this leg down. Bring this back over. Whoop, down. Whoopsie, almost off the paper. His tail, make that his tail. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, my toes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think they have 5 nails, but you can't see the 5th one. Okay, so we all have the outline of our elephants. So now we're going to take our crayons, any colors you choose, and we're going to start making some patterns using our lines. And again, how do we make a pattern? We repeat over and over. So if I make these bubbles over here, did I make a pattern? Of course I did. They're repeating. Maybe if I made these lines over here, is that a pattern? Of course it is. I'm repeating those lines over and over. And that's how you're going to create your patterns, by repeating your lines over and over. Use whatever colors you'd like. Use whatever lines you like. If you want to make zigzag lines, oopsie, make zigzag lines. But remember, you're using your crayon when you do this. Make your elephant as full of patterns as possible, as many patterns as you could think of. The more patterns you create, the more interesting your elephant's going to look. Loopy lines, different colors, repeating over and over. Have fun with this. I know I am. So why don't you? Woo, woo, woo. I just love coloring and I love making lines. I hope you do too. Let's see, what else can I do? I think I'll make some stripes in his tail. So you do the same. Create, repeat, design, add color, have fun. Loopy, 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 loopy. Look how cool this is coming out. I wish I could see yours to see how you guys are doing. Hope you're having as much fun as I am. I always have fun when it comes to coloring. love zigzags. Zigzag, 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 zigzag. They're cool. Got a little orange in here. Straight lines. Look at that. I'm going to make some curvy lines. Go with the curve of the elephant. That sounds kind of cool, right? I'll use this one here. Oops. They're rolling away. Okay. So let me bring this up and say, okay. So now we've got our elephant and all his fantastic lines and patterns inside his body. The next thing we need to do is we're going to need to paint him. So you're going to need watercolors because we're doing that crayon resist technique. You know, where the water goes over the crayon, but the crayon resists the water so the colors stay vibrant and they shine through the watercolor so they don't get lost when you paint over them. It's a cool technique and it's a nice results. So, if you hang on 1 second, I'm going to go get my watercolors. Be right back. Wasn't that fast? I'm back already. Okay, now when it comes to painting, you can only choose 2 colors for this project. I only want you to use 2 colors. One will be for the elephant and one will be for the background. And I want those 2 colors to be contrasting colors. What's that? Well, I'm going to tell you. Let me show you my color wheel. Here is my color wheel. Contrasting colors, also known as complementary colors, are on the opposite side of each other on the color wheel. So if the color was red, what is on the opposite side of red on the color wheel? Well, let's see. Let's go straight across. What color is that? Green. So the only 2 colors I will use would be green or red. If I decided I want my elephant to be purple, what is opposite purple on the color wheel? Let's look. The color that is opposite the purple on the color wheel is yellow. So my elephant would be purple and my background would be yellow. Let's try this one. If my elephant was orange, what color would my background be? Think. Did you say blue? Well, if you said blue, you're 100% right. If you didn't say blue, that's okay too. We'll try again. My elephant is going to be orange. So what is directly opposite the orange on the color wheel? Just slide to the corner where the point is, and where that point meets the other point is blue. It's complementary color. Remember when Mr. Red and Mr. Green went out one night? He said, "Oh, Miss Red, you look so lovely." And Miss Red said, "Oh, Mr. Green, you look so handsome." And they were such a complementary couple. Contrasting and complementary, the same. So, how about we get started? I've got my elephant. I've got my watercolors. I've got my water. And I've got 2 paintbrushes. One's a little bigger than the other. And now I'm going to choose my colors. I think I'm going to choose purple and yellow. So my elephant is going to be yellow. Well, if my... I dropped this. If my elephant is going to be yellow, what color is my background going to be? Look at the opposite of where yellow is. And my background is going to be, you guessed it, purple. So I'm going to wet my paintbrush in my water. I'm going to wake up my watercolors because it's been some time since I've used them. And I'm going to bring it on down to my board so you can see what I'm doing. So come on down. All right, here's my elephant, my watercolors. Waking up these colors so I can get some yellow out of here. Wake up, Mr. Yellow. And I'm going to paint my elephant. And look at this. I'm going over all the crayon colors, and they're popping through just as beautiful and bright as they looked before I painted over them. Because we're doing a crayon resist technique, which allows those beautiful colors to shine on through. Shine on, beautiful colors. Yes, that's Miss Lisa trying to sing again. Nope, that's the music teacher's job. I'll keep to painting. Here we go. Beautiful, beautiful colors. Beautiful yellow over these beautiful patterns. Look at all these great lines. So we're coloring the inside yellow, and the background will be a contrasting color of purple. Very good. So smart you guys are. So smart. There we go. Okay, I'm going to wake up my purple now because I'm going to paint the background. And that makes them complementary colors. You might want to cover your table. Unlike me, I'm used to just working with a mess and then cleaning up after. If you cover your table, that's less cleanup time for you. Here we go. Now you all should have watercolors because I've sent watercolors home for everybody. If you need more, you need to let me know. It's been a while. I don't see how you could have used them all because these things last forever. Look at, see how when you have contrasting or complementary colors, they work really well together. They let each other shine. They don't overpower each other. They keep each other just as beautiful as they are. Look at this. I love these complementary colors. Everything is beautiful. Oh, I forgot to paint the tail. I have to go back and do the tail. So I have to clean my brush, go back and do the tail. Here we go, that itsy bitsy tail. I think I gotta do the toenails too. Make them a little bit darker. Beautiful. This is so beautiful. What do you think, boys and girls? Is that a beautiful elephant? Is it done? It is done. Can I do something better? I absolutely can. I can mount this beautiful painting on a piece of construction paper to make it look more finished and more professional and more aesthetically pleasing to the viewer. My beautiful elephant, my patterns, my lines, my colors. What a great, great picture. What do you think? Did you enjoy this as much as I enjoyed making it? I have to glue this when it dries, but for now I gotta let it dry. Well, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I certainly did. I enjoyed making my patterns, creating different lines, making them repeat, covering them with watercolor with the crayon resist technique. And what a great picture we have. I can't wait to see yours. Please take a picture and send it to me. Until then, this is Miss S, Miss Lisa, your art teacher, saying ciao for now from my table of art. Miss you. Hope to see y'all soon.